In the constellation of Scutum, tucked away behind a thick veil of cosmic dust, sits an object that shouldn't be possible. For centuries, we thought we knew the limits of a star. We thought we understood how big could actually be. But space has a way of mocking our definitions. In the year 1990, we looked at a cluster of stars 20,000 light-years away and found a monster. A red supergiant so vast, so bloated, and so terrifyingly large that it forced astronomers to go back to their chalkboards and wonder if they'd forgotten how to do basic math. Meet Stephenson 2-18. It doesn't just live in the universe, it occupies it. It's the kind of star that makes our sun look like a rounding error. It's the kind of star that makes the word huge feel like an insult. If the universe has a limit on how much ego a single object can have, Stephenson 2-18 decided that limit was merely a suggestion. We think our sun is the center of everything, and to be fair, it is. It's 1,000,000 times the size of Earth. It's the heavyweight champion of our little corner of the woods. But Stephenson 2-18 is roughly 2,150 times the diameter of the sun. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2,000 times doesn't sound that bad. But let's use our imaginations, shall we? Because human brains aren't built to handle this kind of stupid big. If you took a Boeing 747 and flew it around the circumference of our sun at full speed, the trip would take you about 6 months. Pack a couple of movies, you'll be fine. If you took that same plane and tried to fly around Stephenson 2-18, the journey would take you 500 years. You'd be dead, your children would be dead, their great-great-great-grandchildren would be retired and living on a space colony before that plane even finished its first lap. This isn't just a star, it's a geographical destination with its own zip code. Let's play a game of cosmic replacement. Let's drop Stephenson 2-18 into the center of our solar system where the sun is currently sitting. It doesn't just eat the inner planets, it doesn't even slow down. It swallows Mars, it crosses the asteroid belt like it's a light snack, it reaches out and devours Jupiter. It doesn't stop until it reaches the orbit of Saturn. If you lived on Saturn, your morning wouldn't be a sunrise, it would be the entire universe turning into a blast furnace. The star is so large that light itself, the fastest thing in existence, takes 9 hours just to travel around its circumference. For comparison, light travels from the sun to Earth in 8 minutes. Stephenson 2-18 is so big it makes the speed of light look like it's stuck in traffic. Here is the secret about Stephenson 2-18 that keeps astrophysicists up at night. It shouldn't be this big. According to the standard model of how stars work, there's a limit, a point where a star's gravity can no longer hold on to its outer layers. Stephenson 2-18 is essentially a star that forgot how to stop growing. It's so bloated that its outer layers are barely attached. The gravity at its surface is incredibly weak. If you stood on a hypothetical platform at the edge of this star, you'd feel less gravity than you do on the moon. It's not a solid sphere, it's more like a luminous ghost or a giant screaming cloud of red-hot vacuum. It is a red hypergiant. The hyper is important. It means this star is burning through its fuel at a rate that can only be described as suicidal. It's pushing the absolute theoretical limit of stellar luminosity. It's shining with the brightness of 440,000 suns. For a star, Stephenson 2-18 is actually quite cold. While our sun burns at a crisp 5,500 degrees, this giant is a cool red. But don't let the temperature fool you. In the world of stars, cool and red usually means old and dangerous. Stephenson 2-18 is in the final act of its life. It's a star that has run out of hydrogen to burn in its core. In a desperate bid to stay alive, it has begun fusing heavier elements, puffing itself up like a balloon in the process. It's essentially a midlife crisis on a galactic scale. Instead of buying a red convertible, the star turned into a giant red sphere. Because it's so massive, its life will be incredibly short. Our sun will live for 10 billion years. Stephenson 2-18, it will be lucky to last a few million. And when it goes, it won't just fade away. When a hypergiant dies, it produces a hypernova, an explosion so powerful it can strip the atmospheres off planets in neighboring star systems. It will leave behind a black hole, a tiny, dark puncture in the universe that will inherit all that mass but none of that size. From the largest thing in the galaxy to a point of zero volume. Talk about a downgrade. Stephenson 2-18 isn't alone. It's part of a family, a cluster of at least 26 other red supergiants, all living fast and dying young in the same corner of space. It's like a neighborhood where everyone drives a monster truck and nobody has a retirement plan. In this cluster, Stephenson 2-18 is just the biggest of the big. It exists in an environment of such mass and energy that it challenges our very understanding of how galaxies organize themselves. It shouldn't be there. We shouldn't be able to see it. And yet, there it is, shining through the dust like a beacon of because I can. When we talk about Stephenson 2-18, we use numbers like 2,000 times the size of the Sun, or 9 light hours wide. But numbers are just ways for us to feel like we have control. The truth is, Stephenson 2-18 doesn't care about our numbers. It is a reminder that the universe is not built to our scale. We are creatures of the small. We live on a dust mote, orbiting a medium-sized spark in a quiet corner of a medium-sized galaxy. We like to think we are the main characters, but Stephenson 2-18 is a star that could swallow our entire history, our every accomplishment, and every dream without even noticing. It wouldn't even be a burp in its luminosity. To this star, we aren't even a rounding error. We are less than the shadow of a whisper. One day, Stephenson 2-18 will be gone. It will collapse, it will explode, and it will become a hole in the sky. The most massive star will become the most silent void. But for now, it sits there, a red, bloated king in a palace of dust, breaking our rules, mocking our math, and reminding us that out there in the dark, reality is just a matter of perspective. Try not to think about that the next time you're worried about your car insurance. You're living in a universe that produces things like that for fun. Sleep well, if you can.